Please, you gotta save my little girl. Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, ma'am. You need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
What's up, everybody? Fred Richani of TSC Gaming to review Detroit Become Human from Quantic Dream and Sony, directed by David Cage. This PS4 exclusive game is an immersive narrative experience that has gamers play as not one, not two, but three androids in a futuristic and at times depressing Detroit, Michigan, beginning in the year 2038. You play as Marcus, an android servant played by Grey's Anatomy star Jessie Williams, Connor, a policeman of sorts for deviants, aka defective and rogue androids, and Kara, a servant for a broken family. All three go through their respective trials and tribulations throughout the story, which is literally dictated by the choices you make. The choices you make will affect the outcome. As someone who's a hardcore narrative games fan, I can safely say the choices made in Quantic Dream games tend to feel far more consequential compared to that of other titles in the genre. In Detroit Become Human, that's no different. What hair color do you choose? Do you side with the deviant or the police? Should you retaliate against an abusive human or not? These are just some of the choices you'll make throughout the game and each mission. After every mission, you can review the timeline that led to the outcome caused by your choices and compare your stats to your friends and other players that are currently playing Detroit Become Human. Speaking of playing, the gameplay is pretty smooth by Quantic Dream standards. In the past, I've found Quantic Dream's games to be a 10 out of 10 when it comes to story, and a 5 out of 10 when it comes to gameplay, especially in combat. Thankfully, the issues I experienced in Quantic titles Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls weren't prevalent here, although there is still some room for confusion. For example, there are sequences that require you to hold down X, and within that same sequence, you may have to frequently tap X instead. Throughout each mission, you examine various clues for a variety of reasons. In Connor's case, you use these clues to reconstruct events that occurred on a crime scene, which allow you to better interact with deviants and/or Detroit police. Without giving too much away, in the cases of Marcus and Kara, you utilize clues to increase your knowledge and, well, get out of some seriously sticky situations. I'll leave it at that. You may notice the obvious when watching this review. Detroit Become Human graphically looks phenomenal. In my opinion, this is by far the best looking game ever on PlayStation 4. The transitions from cutscenes to action are nearly seamless, and other than some awkward motions at times when it comes to walking, I had zero frame rate issues. Other than the graphics, the real strengths of this game are the storylines and voice acting, which are fantastic.
I've had just about enough of your bitching. Either you do your job or you hand in your badge. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do.
I'm very pleased to have joined the team. I can assure you I'll do my very best.
Close the door on your way out.
Have a nice day, Captain.
You can tell there's some serious substance to Detroit style just by playing the first mission alone. You feel like you're the star of an epic HBO series. Think Westworld meets iRobot. The human hostility towards androids is certainly real and at times goes both ways in 2038 Detroit. I can only speak for myself here, but Detroit Become Human does an excellent job of making you feel emotionally invested in the characters, especially because of the real danger of losing these characters at any point in time in the story. Games aren't just meant to be played and beaten. They're about experiences, and I can safely say Detroit Become Human will provide you with one hell of a roller coaster ride. So what's the verdict? Graphically, I give this game a 10 out of 10. By PS4 standards, this is as good as it gets. Such a beautiful game, even with its dark elements. Nothing bad to say here. Gameplay, I give it an 8 out of 10. The controls could be a little bit smoother. As I mentioned before, it can get confusing when it comes to tapping a button or holding it down depending on the scene, but unlike Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, I'd say Quantic Dream took a massive step up when it comes to controls.
Androids are not permitted beyond this point.
It's with me. What part of staying in the car didn't you understand?
Your order contradicted my instructions, Lieutenant.
You don't talk, you don't touch anything, and you stay out of my way. Got it?
Got it.
Evening, Hank. We were starting to think you weren't gonna show.
Content. I give the game a 9.5 out of 10. From the moment Connor walked into the apartment and discovered a deviant on the edge of the building, I became hooked. My favorite shows, my favorite games, are ones that don't just entertain, but suspend your disbelief. The great voice acting and narrative structure that eventually sees all three Android stories intertwine provided me with an experience I could not get enough of. This sure as hell ain't your typical apocalyptic age of robots stories. If you don't think you can get emotionally invested in the well-being of androids, well, play this game and then think again. Overall, TSC Gaming gives Detroit Become Human on the PlayStation 4 a 9 out of 10. If you'd like to buy Detroit Become Human, just click our Amazon link in the description. Full disclosure, we do receive a small commission from your purchase, which allows us to further create reviews like this. If you're not ready to buy, you can hop on the PlayStation Store and download the free demo that allows you to play the entire first mission for free. But folks, I'm going to get on out of here. If you enjoyed this review, please like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates. And as always, enjoy the games.